Oh. Right, I think the adventuring club. I did agree to bring 3, right? Yes.
Hello.
No.
Here to oversee. I see that we're both perfectly early.
Well, I'm providing
really?
some fossils.
Oh. Well, I didn't say first. I suppose all 3 of us then. Now, I'm not surprised to see you 2 here.
I could leave.
But I didn't mean that in a negative way.
Very well.
I'm saying that you're both adventurers.
Do you
Unless you
suppose?
consider that a bad thing. Love the classes,
yet.
by the way.
Of course, yes. Don't think they're very uniform fitting. Even if
Well, you
purple.
don't see me complaining out of class,
Or would you complain in class?
depending on the class.
What if the glasses secretly help me see better?
Well, unfortunately, unless I get it on paper, I'm not really, well, inclined to believe it.
Tragic.
That said, I've said before, I'll say it again. Wear whatever you wish in mechanics. Bring your lucky teddy bear for all that I mind.
To be a half bad idea.
Not particularly my style. I'm not sure about this one. Silver tends to get a bit washed out. Some silvers, anyway. Wait, I suppose I could just buy both. That one's nice. Mm. Unfortunately, I don't think this one goes well with me. Nope.
Seven!
Aye. Very nice, very nice.
Still have plenty of time for you to take a seat somewhere if you'd like. We actually should get an open group going so we can have that as people come by,
Oh,
they can
yes.
join and we can hear everything going on. All right, it'll be an open group with no password. Or if you wish to have alone time, you can always dip and leave as you wish.
I brought sweet rolls.
Oh, nice. So they have meat in them.
They're edible to you even without meat.
But they're not tasty.
They're very tasty. At least I would hope.
It's okay. Perhaps I'm the only one who thinks this way, but you know what? I'm gonna be okay with that. Meat-only diet is my favorite.
Fair, fair.
Also, hello,
Nothing wrong
Leonidas.
with
Good
high
to see you.
protein.
They were manufactured to try and fit most tastes, but I can't quite pin down vampires yet.
Ah, that's fair. No, it's partially an only meat thing. It's just kind of the way that I've been raised, like temperament wise, and our stomachs tend to like things better if they're made with meat specifically. So
fair.
even though there's some foods that can be digested without meat, it just doesn't feel right for me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Alas, I cannot digest meat.
That is that some say that's a good thing. I feel
I
very
don't think
sorry
that's a
in that
good
it's
thing.
it's an exceptional thing, and as Seven was saying, it gives a lot of protein, so it means you can be nice and strong. Your muscles can be built a lot more easily because it's getting the meat directly from animals. So works out quite
One
well.
day I'll find the meat type I can eat. That's the goal.
Ah, interesting. Do you think there's such a
think
thing as
that's the-
vegetarian meat?
Not yet, but it's an
Is
idea
that
now.
not just like a soybean or?
Well, technically, it's still not really a meat.
I mean, different vegetables could have proteins in it, I believe.
I guess it's fair. I feel like for like an example of like a vegetable that would have meat would be like you almost need like something with like a really dense like maybe like a pumpkin or something. Like pumpkins could have like their skin's really tough.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, like something meaty,
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Silas. We have a group if you wish to join. Hello.
Hello.
Pleasure to have you here. Let's see here. I don't exactly know. I've never had to host a club before. Professor Krypton, do we need to take attendance for club meetings?
No, not really.
Okay. Awesome. And there'll be no pressure. Hello, Moira. Welcome.
Hello.
We have a group if you wish to join it, just to be able to have us all hear each other more easily. Wonderful. Alrighty. Let's see here.
However, I would recommend doing it just in case there's any rule switches that ask for it later down the line or
Fair
point
enough.
opportunities. There's none that I know of for attendance currently, but
Definitely
better
gotta
be
keep an eye
prepared.
out for those rule switches.
That is true. That's just, it's like if you arrive at a club and you weren't supposed to be there, you're in trouble. Who knows?
Might be a good alibi for all
Greetings
of
to
us too.
Volley.
Hello. This is the second time I've heard this club and alibi in the same sentence.
Yeah, the first
the
time was when
alibi
you
club.
were. I think it might be because most of the time it's been when you're present, Professor.
I'm concerned.
So welcome, Leviathan. Good to see you. Let's see here. Everything seems to be going well. I know I shouldn't be offering this on your behalf. But if anyone wishes to have any snacks, I do have a few food things inside of my lunch bag that you are all welcome to. We also have honey, which I will say is an exceptional food item for an adventurer to have. If you haven't already, and I can explain it once we get through to the meeting in more depth. But the nice thing about honey is that if you have the capacity to drink it, it allows you to basically activate your saturation at any point in time. So if you're in a quick fix, being able to drink some honey and chug it down can give you a spike of energy just enough to be able to get your health up. So it can be very handy. Hello, Finn.
But second mouse gets the cheese.
I think honey might also affect some poisons, if I remember right.
Oh, yes, that is true. Some honeys can be good for neutralizing poisons, but I've not had much experience with them myself. We have a group if you wish to join it to make things a little bit easier for visibility and audibility. Hello, Cassian.
Active club.
Hello?
We did have quite a few good signups, so I am looking forward to this here. Actually, I'll pass some honey around since we got people here. You can
Ooh,
enjoy it for a
sure.
little if you'd like to take a few sips on it.
Thank you.
Good evening, Professor.
Good evening.
All right, here you are. Here you are as well. Here you are, Silas.
Thank you.
Ready? Hello, Felix. Take some honey. All right, Cassian, Leonidas, Dante, Professor Krypton.
Thank you.
Lovely. Okay. Perfect. Still have 2 minutes. And then we'll just get rolling right along, which will be nice. All right. As I said, we'll just kind of hang out here for at least a little bit whilst we see if anyone else arrives. But once the time comes, we will kind of start things promptly. The plan for today is mostly for it to be sort of an informational-ish meeting because it's tricky to go on an adventure. I feel like it'd be a bit tricky to kind of station all that. So I thought it'd just be easier to kind of get things kicked off, and we can kind of plan a day for us to have our first actual outing at some point in time, and then I can kind of explain what the club is, different things we kind of will plan to do during the club, and all that jazz. So should not take up too much of your time, as I would think. All right, I was just quickly responding to a missive. Okay, I think we have everything squared away then, which is awesome. Okay, let's see here. Is this mine? It is. Oh yes. Oh, I see. Interesting. I grabbed the book while at the same time placing an item frame down. Who would have thought? Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. The time has started. So if you'd like to come take a seat, you're welcome to sit at a chair or at one of the areas that's carpeted, or you can stand if you wish. There's no pressure. We got plenty of seating, so if you wish to have room, we have lots of chairs. But all right. Okay. So today, I suppose with this lovely podium I have, today marks the very first meeting of the Adventuring Club. Attendance is not required, but obviously is encouraged if you wish to be part of the club because, just being around allows you to be present for a lot of our outings. But most of the time, we won't be necessarily meeting in this space. We just kind of took over this space because it made sense to have a place within school grounds where we could be able to congregate and meet up. But for the most part, we'll be typically meeting outside of castle grounds. Some of you may have already seen this, but there will be a tent located on the railroad tracks toward the eastern part of the school. There's a large tent that'll be kind of our actual home base for Adventuring Club, because then we can have a place where we can lay out maps, have kind of a special place where we can kind of be able to make our mark and go off campus to go to a variety of different places, because that's sort of the point of this club. We're going to be going to and fro. So having a place here, while great, is not necessarily the most sustainable for what we wish to do here. But yeah, okay, so I guess to start things off, I'm just going to quickly mark exactly who might be here, just so we can take care of things. Welcome, Rosalind. We've got a group who wish to join. Just going to mark down specifically who I know is here, so that way we can keep actual track of that. Actually, hold on, wait a second. There is a thing I can actually do here, maybe, because we have... Did I write this down? I believe I did. I did not. Okay, actually, to make this easier on myself, would someone be willing to mark down in my book specifically who you see here today? Just so I can keep
I'll do
talking
it.
without having to type things out. Oh, thank you, Professor Krypton. You can just use the next open page on that book. All right, so Adventuring Club, as you guys no doubt noted from the flyer, is going to be a club that is about a lot of different things. The main point is just to go out, have an excuse to explore and adventure across our, this area. I know a lot of us have various places that are, within our own courts that we've had a chance to probably go to. Emberhold has a lot of mines. I know that Court Bloodwind has a lot of open farmlands along with their mountains. I know that most of Court Cerulean lives in the ocean, but I know you have vast ruins and other places that you've gone to before. And even Colt Samara, I'm not exactly sure of the landscape that you guys have. Seven Tavali, you might be able to offer some insight, or Felix, on anything you guys have for your natural geography, in some capacity, as I expand on this example.
We got a lot of warm weather and a fair bit of water.
Okay, gotcha. So that makes sense then. So you have a lot of sandy beaches and other things that you probably experience most of, which, to be fair,
Mhm.
is a good place for things like archaeology, which is one of the things that we'll be getting into whilst here at this club. But yeah, so we have a lot of different things that we'll kind of be working on and maintaining with this club as kind of its primary purpose. This is just a way for us to be able to kind of all work together, as well as a way we can get points for actually going and doing all these things that I know a lot of us are doing in our free time when we get the chance. And then we can apply a lot of things we've been doing in classes. We can take that and bring it to the table with actual adventuring, which I know is something that a lot of us, obviously for being here, wish to do. Okay, so as I talk about that, I guess one of the things I want to go through first today, which I know kind of sounds like a random thing to say, I guess, but how many of you, I know I kind of supposed before, how many of you have actually gone out adventuring in some capacity, whether that be, you've gone and done cartography, gone and explored a ruin, gone and did mining on your own. Are you all at least somewhat familiar with adventuring in that way?
Mhm.
Okay. Seeing no like shaking of heads, I imagine all of you guys are at least adequately prepared. Awesome. They'll probably skip for most of the things, but some things I would like to know, at least from my personal experience as an adventurer, and actually there are some of you who I know have a lot of experience in this way. So if you have any tips or tricks to add, then obviously this is a place where you can share it. But one of the things that I would strongly suggest is, if you haven't already, get a really nice backpack that you use especially for any particular type of equipment that you might want to use for adventuring. Sometimes you can have that instead of regular food, but I, for one, as I was passing around earlier, honey is an adventurer's really nice friend, because what it does is it allows you to basically, in a pinch, reactivate your saturation reflexes. So if you ever have need to kind of heal up your health and make sure things are good, you can drink honey even when you're full. So if for some reason things are kind of being a bit slow with your general immune system, then drinking some honey will kick that all into gear quite quickly. So I like to have honey outside of the taste. Specifically for use in adventuring, I've used it in a few fights myself, against some various creatures out there when I've needed it in a pinch. So I highly recommend it. Something else, if you aren't already familiar, if you don't have a weapon of choice, I believe most of you probably would if you've adventured, but make sure you have something. And if you don't have mending or anything like that, definitely a good resource to have, because when you're adventuring, you'll very easily pick up a lot of experience points you can use to restore tools and all those things. We'll definitely have plenty of opportunities to explore and use different kinds of weaponry. I know as well, because it's adventuring club, there may be opportunities when we'll say, hey, we want to go to this specific place, or maybe go fight this particular boss. And then we'll kind of be able to strategize, think of a plan, and then kind of figure it out. A lot of those things I imagine will probably be explored in classes like knighthood or mob studies before this, but for those of you who aren't in those classes or aren't planning to take those classes, this will be a great opportunity for you to be able to kind of explore those things and see that part of the world that we have here. Okay. Something else that I know some of you may not be as familiar with, specifically that Adventuring Club plans to cover, is specifically archaeology. Some of you guys may be interested. I know. Actually, is there a raise of hands for those of you who are familiar or enjoy archaeology in some capacity already? Okay. So Tavali, I know that Riley, who's not here right now, is someone who absolutely adores archaeology, and Leonidas has some exposure of it, mostly because of Riley and their mutual interests. But archaeology is something we plan to do a lot of here, because we're going to be going to a lot of different places. We're going to be traveling across vast lands, and we might stumble upon some ruins while we go about our business. Ruins specifically, the fun thing about them is they have this thing known as suspicious sand or gravel. And if you have suspicious sand or gravel in front of you, then you have the ability to use what is known as a brush to basically sift through and kind of work things out. If you give me a moment, I can quickly prepare one. I was late. I got myself up as early as I could, and I still happen to be in a bit of a rush to be able to get everything ready for this club meeting today, so I apologize. But a brush simply requires you to have one feather, a piece of copper, or another ore, and a stick as the base resources. But if you happen to have something more, you can make even better forms of a brush. But if you place them all into a crafting table, then you can make this. So if you'd like to take a look at it, you can see this brush allows you basically to sort through a variety of different things, and then those ruins, by using this brush, can uncover pretty much anything. Some of you guys may have seen some of the decorated pots that I believe some people in our kingdoms have, that different potters and artisans have used. You can find a bunch of these in ruins, which would then allow you to decorate a whole variety of things. You can also use it to find rare ores. Sometimes even musical discs and other things can be found inside of ruins. So using a brush can be a very handy tool. And it's just it's a great way to learn and understand about the people of this world. One of the things that Adventuring Club plans to cover in a little less depth is it's kind of like a cultural study, because if nothing else, for one thing, this is a club that has all four courts represented in some fashion, so we now have the capacity to learn from each other and our own experiences. Sometimes we have something new to offer that maybe we didn't learn in our own court, so now we'll get the chance to learn from other people and other adventures how things are done in their court, perhaps while going around. So this will be great for us to understand the history of Etherthorn and to understand maybe how its people lived. We know at least a little bit about the headmaster, some of us probably more than others, and many of us know very little about the headmaster still to this day, and we've been at this months, because he's a very mysterious man. So getting to learn through the ruins of this place and understand how the history of this land works is a great way to do things. Leonidas, if you wouldn't mind, I asked Leonidas to bring some special things that can be found in ruins. If you wouldn't mind placing them on the table, perhaps if you get the opportunity, or showing them around, that would be excellent. And I'm doing a lot of talking here, but as you can see here, if you wish to move yourself over, you can see them on the table. We have some various kinds of basically bones and carcasses of creatures that have been found and made through finding pieces in ruins. These are things that you can sort of collect and create by putting together all sorts of bones, and then you can use them for displays, or even some of them have special effects, from what I've been told. Tavali, Leonidas, if you guys happen to know the effects better than I do, then you're welcome to expand on this for those who are curious.
The
can stop
chicken
talking for a moment.
fossil will give a slow fall effect. The guardian fossil will give water breathing to anyone near, and the creeper does not do anything.
It gives off
You'll
a
probably
little
that way, otherwise the creeper just probably just explode
particles when you
everything.
touch it.
Indeed. I know there is a villager fossil that simply will hold something for you.
Awesome. So
Oh,
yeah,
I have
so
one of those.
Oh, do you? Oh, right.
I
Yes,
do.
you do. Yes, I
Yeah,
can
he's
see
in
your
my.
room.
Yep.
I've got one in my room too.
Okay. Well, then, I guess this means that some of you guys can add more things to your collection as we go about it. I have been learning as much as I can about archaeology on the side, but with how classes have been, I've not had as much time. But this club will offer us a great opportunity to do that in a capacity that, again, can earn us some points and also have us do it together. So I'm very much looking forward to getting a chance to explore lots of fun places with all of you. But yeah, so archaeology will be one of the things that we'll plan to talk about and do while we're here in the club. The next thing, which I happen to have a lot of proficiency in, that I'm looking forward to getting the chance to share with all of you specifically, is cartography. Some of you guys may have a mental map that you prefer to refer to most of the time. I think it's part of the magic that we have while here. Helps with aiding us in where we need to go. But I, for one, still am very hands-on, and I much prefer having a physical map to be able to navigate and go from place to place. I, of course, happen to forget exactly to bring my regular map with me, which is a travesty. But some of you guys may have seen specifically the map that I put at the table, specifically during the Valentine's Day celebration. And so, if I just grab this real quick, I can show off this buried treasure map once again. So this map was a map that I found, but then through process of exploration and doing other things, I was able to detail even more onto this map. So you can see here that even though there are areas of the map that were previously marked in, kind of like faded elements, by going to these areas, I was then able to say, okay, I can take my pen, I can take my sort of markings, I can add a little more to this map. And so cartography is something that I'm really looking forward to getting a chance to do. It may not be something that interests all of you, but I, for one, have found it really helpful for me when it comes to figuring out how to move around campus. For example, I have made a whole map of the entirety of Everthorn Castle that I keep in Demon Dorms that everyone in our court is welcome to use. It's something that I've made. You may have noticed even there are white banners I've placed throughout this entire school, and those banners are specifically for the map that I made. So if you happen to see those, that's what those were for.
That's
but
what
yes.
that is?
Yeah, because you can,
Yeah.
if you name a
Oh,
banner,
okay.
you can use it to mark on a map, and it'll indicate where a certain location is on your map.
Gotcha. Okay. I was wondering why there was a banner in my office, but that makes more sense.
Yeah, it made the most sense because there wasn't a clear central spot in any of the classrooms. So I was like, well, the
Yeah,
back of your
makes
chair
sense.
works fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
So, anyways, so if you happen to see a white banner, please leave it there. It is there for a reason. And do not ask whether or not I got permission to place those there. It will be assumed I did. All right. At any rate, that's cartography.
Didn't you though? I quite recall you getting permission.
Yes, thank you, Professor Cribden. I appreciate you reminding me about that. But yes, so, anyways, maps, cartography, archaeology, two very key things. The last thing, which is, well, not really like a last thing, but the main purpose of this whole thing is to be able to explore and just adventure to a whole variety of places, because, like I said, we're going to get a chance to learn all about just the world that we have here. Something that I have always been really particular about is I like to know people. I like to know cultures. I like to experience the world. And I'm sure a lot of you do in your own way, because that's why we're all here. We're here to learn about each other. Adventuring, one of the big things we're gonna have to do is learn how to trust each other. When you're off going someplace new, you have nothing else but yourself and the people you keep around you to keep you safe. And so it's especially important that, if you ever have any problems with anyone who's here, and we decide to go on an expedition, um, make sure to sort that out with that person first. I'm not exactly a professional in any means when it comes to sorting through people's emotions. But Professor Krypton here is someone who is our club sponsor. I know that he will be more than happy to be able to receive any complaints you may have about fellow students, or if you wish to report that anonymously, then I, again, would recommend just going to that fellow student and talking with them, because trust among all of us is important. Or if there's anyone here that you have a problem with and you're like, hey, I need to let you know that I got a problem with this person, I'm not opposed to that, though I know that also sort of outs you. But ultimately, when we go on outings, it's really important that we learn to trust each other. When you go out on an outing, you really can't have the if you get caught into a moment where you're upset with someone and you refuse help and you need it, then we have problems, because then that jeopardizes everyone else that you're with. So it's really, really important that you take that time, get to know each other, and we'll spend time. A lot of it will just be spent with our time going on outings, so we're not necessarily going to be like sitting here and talking most of the time. Though, from time to time we may have opportunities for us to say, hey, we went on this outing, let's talk about all the cool things we learned about and discovered. And I know for a lot of us, we can take some of those experiences and bring them to, for example, I know that Professor Castiel sometimes asks for experiences that we've had on our own personal journeys and mob studies. We can bring some of those and we can say, hey, I have this experience. Or this is a great opportunity for you to bond with your horse. If you have been meaning to take your horse on an adventure for a long time, we're going to be bringing horses. I know that Charcoal will be really sad if he wasn't able to come along with some of our expeditions. He's my horse. And so we will definitely be bringing him along to do a lot of things. So if you wish to bring your horse along, they are always more than welcome. Along with other pets, though, obviously, if you bring other animal companions with you, I'm not liable. No one else here is liable unless they literally stab them. Then they are liable. But yeah,
Let's not
I
do
think,
that.
yeah, not a recommended course of action.
Please don't. I can't go through another horse loss.
That's very, very fair. But okay. I know I've been talking a lot because that's part of what this is, but this is mainly meant to be an informational meeting. This will be the only time I'm ever going to do this with this kind of platform. Does any of you have any questions or concerns about adventuring, or about what kind of plans we hope to make with this club? Okay. If you have anything, you're always welcome to send me a missive and I can respond to it in some way, if you don't wish to bring it up to the full entire group. But okay, if that's the case, then what I would like to do, tentatively, is plan out a time when we'll have our next meeting. Because for that next meeting, we'll be going on our first expedition. I certainly can do some vague explorations, but I know, for example, for me, I have quite a few areas I've not had a chance to explore outside of Everthorn, and so since we'll be going in groups, we can get the chance to go around and kind of explore and navigate. I know there's even Professor Castiel. I know I'm probably intruding by asking this. I know there's a crypt or a ruin of some sort that's close by to the castle that has had a sign on it marked for a very long time that's recognized for a castle or a class, but we've never gone. Is that still reserved for class only, or is that something we can explore on our own time?
Just make sure I know about it beforehand. I was gonna use it, but then some other stuff came up that I wanted to do first. But I think it's fine if you guys go for it. Just
Okay.
let me know beforehand.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for that.
course.
In that case, then we have that as an option. Also, because as a demon, I advocate strongly for democracy. I may be in charge of the club, but we're all going to be here to vote on things. So if you have some place that you know of that you really want to go to, bring it up during one of our meetings like this, and we can vote on it. We can say, hey, if we want to go to this place or this place, we can decide on it. I'm not just going to say, we're going to go and do this, because that would be really lame. So instead, if you have somewhere you want to go, we'll say, hey, let's go and do this. So I guess with that in mind, does anyone have any places they've been wanting to discover or explore that they know of already? It's been on their mind? Levy.
Been wanting to explore more of the underground crypts with those, I believe you could refer to them as cultists. And there's an assortment of books. I found 2 of them, and I wish to find the rest of the story and complete it.
Okay. Good to know. So crypts are definitely someplace that I've had a bit of experience going to, so that's something we can definitely check out for sure. I will mark that down. So places for expedition crypt. Does anyone else have any suggestions or places they would like to go to for our first expedition? Rosalind.
An ancient city. I haven't had the chance to go to one yet.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
If you go to an ancient city, I definitely will say we will want to make sure we prepare more than adequately. I have had even just a few experiences in skulk infested territory, and they're not somewhere I am entirely comfortable with. But we also have some very fair fighters here who I'm sure can help get us prepared too. But I'll keep that in mind and I'll put it down on the list of places we can go check out. Anyone else have any suggestions or desired places to go to?
I do have a suggestion if the group is interested, but, well, you know those underground cult areas?
Yes, the
I
crypt.
referred to
Crypts.
those already.
Oh, apologies. Sorry. Oh.
That is more than okay. Though I will actually take note. I know I haven't seen them myself, but my father specifically has told me specifically of other places that have cultists and things. I know there are shacks that can sometimes be found in the open world. There are also sometimes runic circles that you can find out in kind of just in the middle of forests and things like that. So those are also possibilities, but a lot of those will probably be found whilst we are going from one place to another. So I have a feeling that'll be kind of more discovered that way. But okay. If no one else has any other places to suggest for now, this is just for our first outing. So we have plenty of opportunities to go other places and more locations beyond that. But barring anyone else to say anything, then I think we can host a vote for our first. Okay, so on the table, we have places for expedition, a crypt, and an ancient city. And I guess, technically speaking, because I don't think it's necessarily crypt on its own, that location that is west. That is like a dungeon of some sort. So, like, basically, I'll put it as dungeon. We can do, I think, let's do I would say standing tally, because most of you are sitting, but I also know we've got Finn and Felix standing at the back. So then let's do a vote just with fists. So, those who wish to go to the crypt as our first location, please raise your hand. Okay, I see 1, 2. Okay, marking that down. All right. Those who wish to go to the ancient city for our first location. Okay, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then for the dungeon.
Hmm.
You saw I have him as a high seed.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right, it is on the hour. Welcome, everyone. For the sake of everything, I believe most of the class that has signed up for the major are here. Majors may come and claim a seat in front if they wish to. That way, students taking the major are capable of hearing a bit better. And even if you're not in the major, you may sit closer in this class just because there's no reason for you to sit so far back. But if that is what you wish to do, then I will not stop you. All right. Welcome, everyone. This is the first class of the official semester. We will go over what is going to be expected of you if you're majoring. Those who are just here to learn a bit more about magic, even if it's not in their major, welcome. You are still welcome here. I encourage you to learn about magic because it is useful. Now, today I will also be mentioning our first project. It is going to be something you're going to be working on for a bit. I don't expect you to put 100% of your focus. After all, you have kingdom building that you also have to be part of, as well as your other classes. Now, there will not be groups for these projects. You will be doing it solo. There might be group activities later on, but for the most part, your studies are going to be done solo, aside from studying, which obviously you can also do with a buddy if you wish. The tutoring club and magical club are both useful tools for this. Miss Rosalind, do you know when the next magic club meeting is?
Well, I was going to have it to be tonight, but I was not able to get out a notice, so most likely next week.
I see. Well, if it is next week, everyone keep an eye on the notice board. You are, of course, free to put a notice on the school board for that.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Now, along with the project and what's expected of you, we will go over briefly some intro into botany. There are some magical plants that you might already be familiar with. After all, they are quite abundant around us. As well as a special, well, I'm not sure if you can call it a plant, after all it is man-made, but that's for later. All right. I expect all of you, when given a project, to complete it on time. Now, if you are having troubles in which you are sick for a long period of time, you're injured, whatever the case may be, and you tell me, communicate it with me, I will be happy to adjust the timeline to suit your needs. Everyone gets sick, everyone has problems. We all work through them as best we can, but obviously that can't always happen. I take all of your safety and health very seriously. And so whatever we need to do to keep you safe, healthy, and study at the same time, we will do that. That being said, I'm not an idiot. I was your age once. I know when you're just skipping class. Do not try that with me. I have eyes and ears everywhere. Now, there will be a few bits of quizzes. I don't usually do pop quizzes, so you don't have to really worry about that, unless I feel you are not paying attention, in which case I might do it. So just pay attention, everything will be fine. You are not expected to take notes, but just understand that when we do these tests, and there are questions being asked, you might find it difficult to answer them if you're not taking notes. None of the tests will be open book. However, I find that writing things down helps me remember them. As well as you can study it later and you do not have to ask anybody for any of the information. So, just a helpful tool. And if you need a notebook to write things down in, just downstairs by the northern entrance, there are books for sale in the school shop. Very cheap, just 2 emeralds. Now, as I have said in previous classes and we've done before, there will be fairly regular chances to duel if you so wish to do so. I expect all duels to be done in class with my supervision and with my permission. If you wish to schedule a duel, you can ask me. I may not say yes. But if it happens to be a time in which I am free, then I will likely say yes in that case. We will also be taking field trips every now and then. The most notable field trip will obviously be into the Nether, as we've already done before, to look at certain structures and plants, animals, so be it. Anything magical related, we will likely cover. Another thing, although this is not mob studies, we will talk about the magical properties of mobs. So, even though you'll not necessarily be expected to know everything about the mob, I expect you to know the magical properties of them. After all, it does coincide a lot with magical devices. We do draw inspiration from naturally occurring things. Alright. Now, first, we're going to do our introduction into botany. I'm going to start with witchcraft. After all, it is the, well, magic most associated with plants. So we're going to go over 4 basic plants used in witchcraft, and, well, they have other uses, but that's going to be your main focus. First up, something everyone has heard of, garlic. While it's useful as something to eat for many people, it also has magical properties. It has mostly a healing property. You can use this to make various types of healing potions and other potions and brews. Then we have arsenite, this yellow flower here. And if any of you happen to miss any of this information, you can reference a Book of Shadows. I believe I have already told you how to make them, but if not, you just need a mandrake root and a book. Next we have belladonna, this purple flower here. See it? The seeds are black, and yet it creates a purple flower. Isn't that fun? And lastly, we have the mandrake root. This is the base for all brews made in witchcraft. So all of your brews are going to start with your mandrake. Then we have the trees. We have the cypress tree right here. This is what the sapling looks like. I hope everyone can see. If not, I can step forward. And yes, there are, well, if I'm remembering correctly, there are pictures of the trees. Yes, there are pictures of the trees in the Book of Shadows. So, then we have the juniper sapling. You might find these in the savannah, but I'm sure many of you already have some. We have the elder sapling. This nice golden color to it. Well, maybe a silver color, I suppose, but the leaves are definitely lighter than most. And finally, the dragon's blood sapling. Dragon's blood trees, well, you can find the saplings in the Nether, but you do still grow them out here. How they got into the Nether, I'm not entirely sure, actually. As witchcraft is not my area of expertise, but if you wish to find out how they got there, please, by all means. So those are your bases for witchcraft. You can scrape the bark off of the saplings for many different uses, even turning the bark into ash, which can be used to reset your brews if you happen to muck it up. Now, like most things, witchcraft brews do also take mana. So, unlike your regular potions, which are distilled and do not require mana, you simply just need the materials and it pulls the mana out of them. Witchcraft brews takes the mana around you and harnesses the power of the plant or whatever material you're using and turns it to a brew that way. It's simple. There are, of course, other magical plants. Take this torch flower, for instance, on my desk. It is an ancient flower, thought to have been extinct, but through the sniffers we found a way to get them again. As well as the pitcher plant, but I do not have one with me to show you. Just imagine a tall blue flower that could be filled with water, just like a pitcher. And as well as other magical plants, we can make golden apples. Gold has an especially healing property to it. You can add to a couple different plants. And finally, the thing I hinted at earlier, this right here. This is a totem of growth. While technically not a plant, you do put it in the grass in order to make plants grow faster, especially crops. We do have one at the farm, as I have mentioned before. I believe I mentioned it in the culinary class. You can find these in small dungeons randomly throughout the cave systems. They have been a bit lost to time, but very useful nonetheless. Alright. Enough about plants, now that you've gotten a chance to hear about the basics. Let's talk about our first project. I hope everyone is excited. Our first project... You're going to write me an essay! Isn't everyone so happy to hear this? I want a 5-page paper by next class about the plants you just heard about. I want you to find out as much about each of these plants, what they can do, what their main use is for, where you can find them, as well as other amazing facts you might find. You can use all of the trees and all 4 of the other plants that I showed you, the mandrake and such. And if you really want to, you can use that totem of growth in the paper as well, just to fill in space if you need it. Now, like I said, you have until next class to do this, but I do suggest you start soon, as 5 pages can be a bit long for some, especially if you put it off to the last minute. Trust me, I've done it plenty of times. Well, any questions so far? No? Oh, yes?
Exactly 5, or can there be more than 5?
You may go over 5. 5 is the minimum. I will limit you to 10. Do not go over 10. I do not want to read all of that. Well, you can go over 10. I will just stop at page 10. Alright, and as I mentioned before, we will be taking field trips quite, well, I don't want to say frequently because I don't want to promise anything, But next class, after you hand in your papers, I will be taking you to see a crypt. I'm sure a couple of you have already seen one before, but it would be a good experience for you to see one in case you haven't. Those who have already seen one, you are still required to come. It is part of the class. But I will be showing you what it looks like, what you can expect there, so on and so forth. If you have any concerns about this, please see me after class. Either way, it's happening, but you can come see me. Now, does anyone have any interest in dueling today?
I wouldn't mind.
No. All right.
No,
Anyone
but
else?
interested in leaving.
Very
I
well.
would love to.
Unfortunately. All right. Let us go and do that right now. Now, as always, if you would remember to turn off your auto feed. I do not want this fight taking too long, as some have before. If you have totems and you wish to use that as your ending mark, you may.
Yes, that is fine with me.
That is fine.
All right. This will be magic only. This time I am going to say do not use your innate origin abilities. Try your best to stay on the platform. If you get knocked off, just make your way back onto the platform as quickly as possible. That way we eliminate the extra chances of crossfire. If you are spectating on the sides, well, try your best to dodge. You may use whatever type of magic you want. Do not use golden apples, and do not use melee weapons as this is magic only.
Understood?
All right. Then whenever you are ready, let me know.
I think I'm ready.
I am as well.
All right, then on my count of go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh!
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Oh. Everyone back up. Go back to your seats. Please go back to your seat. This will be dealt with very shortly. Professor, if you could keep them in their seats, please.
Indeed. Yes, everybody, please.
Should I not be helping? She is of my court.
I will deal with this myself personally. Please do keep yourself seated.
I can assure you that Cass is a skilled medic. It's good to give one space in such a matter. Cassian, if you may please join us at the front of the class. Professor Soren knows what she's doing.
What? I...
You're welcome to speak amongst each other if you so wish. You do not need to stay within this group, but please stay within the classroom. Does anybody need anything? Understood.
Just updates, Professor. Please.
I will as I get them. Class is cancelled for the day. I would like to know if anybody picked up her things. She is alright. If anyone picked up her things, please pass them to me. Thank you. I'll be sure to deliver them.
I mean, we were kind of pushed away from the area, so I'm not quite sure if anybody got everything or not.
Please look for your things, just in case, before you leave.
Indeed, they were likely spread out.
Today.
Yeah, I definitely heard some items be picked up, so some of us are holding something.
I've got nothing.
There's nothing else over here.
Where is Professor Saren?
She's taking care of her.
Okay, thank you.
And while she is resting, I gave her
What are you up to over here?
Trying to see how much this does, really.
Ooh, let's see. Ooh, 23 on a crit? Can I give you a comparison here? Oh,
Well,
no, I can't, because there's fire in the way, huh?
sometimes it's not accurate with this either, since once the withering takes effect, it just doesn't really show the hits.
I can't see how much it is. Okay. We'll just imagine like a really high number up there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can imagine the withering is certainly painful. And is it poisoned right now?
I believe
Or
that
is
is
that
the
the wither
withering.
damage? Okay. Wait, that only does 1 damage?
For however long it lasts.
I mean, I guess the damage tick is worthwhile. It lasts so long. I mean, it's definitely chuggable.
Good
Hello.
evening. What did you do to this guy? What did you do to him?
It's withering.
Oh,
Ah, okay. Lasts for a while.
It's been going on for a lot longer.
Surely it ends event.
There
Oh,
we go.
Oh, you jinxed it. Leonidas, do you mind if I take you away for a moment?
okay.
Let me make a space. So what happened? What did you see?
It was a regular duel, but after her totem popped, Daphne did not stop immediately.
Mm.
I don't know if it was accidental, she didn't notice, but she is not fond of Lady Rosalind at the moment.
Why?
She believes she is doing something to Cassian.
Interesting.
Don't think it'd be enough to try and kill her, merely petty jealousy.
Mm. Interesting. Okay. What magic was being used?
Arcane.
Hmm.
I don't know how much, what magic Resident was using, actually, because it was over so fast.
Mm. I see. Okay.
However, there was not... She went down and there was almost no time. Lady Daphne did go and attempt to pick her up. I'm not sure what happened, but it was almost immediate.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Secondly, this is what is not important. For the Lunar New Year, I just throw my name in the book over here, right?
Yes.
Okay. I figured, but I wanted to make sure. Do I have to bring anything?
Nothing is required.
Okay. Where is it gonna be? Is it in here?
Yes.
Oh, interesting place. Okay, well, that was all. I need to speak to Cassian as well. Thank you.
Leo,
Hello.
we need a wise skill of potion making. Of potion making, water breathing potions for the nether.
Could just buy some.
That is true. Wait, they're selling? Where are they?
At the school store.
I forgot that existed.
I'd rather not wish to buy to simply breathe, but fine.
What you doing?
Existing.
You want to join us later? Another, or you have something else to do? No, I don't think Leo's here anymore. Oh no.
Sorry, I'm just
You're right.
I didn't think you'd want to hear about it. Or well, you would, but for the wrong reasons. Lady Rosalind fainted in class today.
I see.
So duel went wrong.
Lady Levy's telling me that apparently the potions are 8 emeralds, and it's the not even the good quality ones.
I don't have any on me. Unfortunately, I would say Lady Daphne is selling some.
What do you want me to ask? How many minutes is the high quality ones? They ask.
Eight minutes.
8 minutes? Yeah.
Lady Daphne and her were dueling. In magical studies.
Let's see.
Well, I have to go talk to Professor Caribbean.
Okay. We can talk later then? Okay.
Oh, social mobility.
Hello.
Hmm?
Is she alright now?
Yes, she said she just has a few scrapes and bruises, but she'll be all right. She's resting.
Right.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
He's doing shockingly well, but what do you expect from Cass? She is a fantastic healer. Alright, where do I have this? I believe these are the ones.
How many?
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be?
See, now I'm having doubts. What's up? What's the thought process?
There isn't one.
Okay, what's the raw emotion that's clouding your thought process?
I don't know.
Seems Castiel wishes to pull me away. Can he wait at least an hour after an incident? Goodness me.
I can work on developing the photos.
Could you prepare the potions?
How many rolls do you have?
I think just two. It's okay to be confused. She mattered to at some point, so not surprised.
Oh, hello. I didn't know anyone's gonna be in here.
Hello.
Hello. I just wanted to print some pictures, that's all.
Do you need potions to develop them?
No. It's already developed. I didn't know if there's no cyan dye in here.
Um,
Thank you.
mm-hmm. Hmm. I think I'm going to give him the sun. Well, that's the thing. He's the moon, I'm the sun, and so we wear each other's. Because we're good friends.
Sorry to have taken so long. Oh, yeah. Oh, there you are. Hey.
Quite alright.
Not that I should be complaining, honestly. Just glad that everyone turned out alright. This is what I've got. Do you have the potions?
I do.
Okay, where do I have a crafting table? Here. Because you toss me them. Not toss, oh, you could toss. You know, I can catch. I got good reflexes. Awkward. Thick. And mundane. Oh, look at that piece of paper. Oh, right, it's paper. For photo developing.
Right. I think I should go grab sugarcane.
I'm quite certain Wow, I have... Oh, right, you know what, actually? Maybe. Do I have any? Please tell me I have paper. Hold on. I swear I should. Quite tragic if I do not. Holy, I used to have hundreds of pieces. Oh, I suppose I don't have paper. Sugarcane?
I have one piece. So I will be
have
going
one
to get
piece as
some.
well. I'll go with you. Unless you wish to go alone.
I think I would like to walk.
That doesn't answer if alone.
Alone.
Or with. Very well. I'll wait.
Hello, those who have now invaded my mind.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
How many of you have
Hello.
paper?
Paper?
I have sugar cane.
I need
I
a
did have
lot of
sugar
paper.
cane.
I have a singular sugar
How
cane.
much is a lot?
We can go grab paper quickly.
Wait, hold on. I think I'm.
Maybe a
I
stack
thought
of
I put
paper.
paper in my bag.
Oh, I don't have enough for that.
Sure.
As close as you can get it is fine.
Oh, wait, never mind. I can get you a
I
stack of paper.
didn't put
Oh.
I'm
paper
missing
in my
one
bag
paper,
yet.
but you know.
Cool.
Thank you.
We should really start carrying around cotton as well. Cotton can make paper.
Indeed.
True.
Oh.
Look at what the tail gave me.
That was quick.
I ran into Nintavani and she had paper.
Convenient. Well, we have to get Castiel wearing glasses. It's technically not part of the Flaxton collection, but...
And I haven't included just the cardboard packs and pictures.
I mean, oh, look at how well this one came out! Oh.
Oh. That's quite a good picture.
Is... What did I... Oh, okay. Time itself. We need one with him and Cassian. I think this one with him and Cassian's the one though. Something a little chaotic, you know? I think this one has to be the one from Cassian. I want this one last. So do keep this one for last. Now for the Adventures of Flaxton. I find it a little comedic how in that one you tower over everyone.
Which one? This one?
The one I just gave you moments ago, yes. Right, so
Well-
this is Moira and Flaxton engaged. Well, Moira about to lose to Flaxton.
Mm.
This is the beginnings of his adventures at the festival. There's so many photo bombs in here.
I'm sure it'll be quite delicious.
Yeah.
Yum yum. What's delicious? Here's Flaxton getting a dance with Tavali. Of course, here's your Valentine's picture with Flaxton. It would. There we go.
Dun 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 dun
Dun
dun
dun.
dun 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 dun
Dun dun.
dun dun dun.
Here's Flaxton getting his fortune read.
Oh. Are you blowing the photos of Paxton?
Flaxton.
Think so. I still need to get mine. Do you have like a chest? Eventually
What?
gonna a chest for the pictures of Paxton? Because I have some that I need to print out later.
Yeah, just put it in my mail.
Wait,
I
where's
have
your
a mail
mail?
chest right next to my office.
Oh, okay. I did
I'm
not know
putting
that.
things together to send to him while
Turn
he's
your head to
gone.
the side.
Oh,
Turn your head to the side.
oh, to west side. Oh.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, to value me for my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry I couldn't be there for it. But happy birthday.
Thank you.
And we have Flaxton in a boat.
Which ones?
I need to check these. Oh! Apologies.
It's
I always
alright.
forget. I barely used this one. I think those were the main ones, though. Oh yes, actually, the two ones left are just a picture of him in a dress. Do you have a picture of him in a dress in there?
Yes, of course.
All right. One of them you photobombed.
Oh.
Leo. Oh.
Uh,
Not here. Leo.
This is concerning.
We can barely eat tea blossoms.
Yes.
Why?
It's plant. It's not
I-
bad for you.
I cannot consume them.
Yes, we cannot.
We cannot consume them.
They're quite high in fiber. They're actually good for digestion.
Ew.
I wanna
Perhaps-
eat. I wanna
No.
eat tea leaves.
Bessie wants some.
No.
Yes.
You should not eat. No. Actually, that could. Especially rooibos. Do not consume straight rooibos. It could make you
Leo,
very
do you
sick.
have experience eating tea blossom?
Yes.
No. Please stop. Give me those, please. I do not want you wandering these halls, barely able to stand because you cannot see straight due to consumption of tea leaves. I highly recommend not consuming tea leaves. At least.
They're actually quite good. There's not really an issue with that.
No, but too much can lead to very bad effects.
They're mostly very chewy.
Dear.
Casey? He is not reading the letter before he opens it.
Well, that'll make him read the letter.
Alright. You ready to go blow up some things? Alright.
It seems you defeated Lady Moira quite thoroughly. You would not be scented no matter how hard we tried. What's terrifying is how some of these just look correct, especially the ones at a distance.
Indeed.
This is of your dance with Diwali. This is you getting your love fortune read. And one of you on the love boat ride. Happy Valentine's Day, Pax. He's gonna love that. Thanks, by the way.
Oh.
Sending the pictures along with, your letter and your own pictures.
Well,
Thank you for doing that.
but I had already planned on taking pictures for him and sending them.
I know, and thank you for adding mine to that. I think he'll be really happy to see that people missed him.
Indeed.
He has some really good friends. Great day. Right, the events to happen at a great day then.
Indeed.
And snap you slightly out of it or drag you further into it?
I'm not too sure yet, but I honestly have plans to
Retrospect.
retire soon.
We'll find out in retrospect then. I shall see you tomorrow then.
Yes.
I'm glad then. I look forward to tomorrow. All right. He really liked cameras when he was a kid. Bit my hand to the one time, well, we didn't really get to interact with cameras once, but the one time we did, he really liked it. Bit my hand to get a grasp of it.
I've heard he was quite the biter.
Hey, Curtis encouraged it. I always laughed about it, said, fighting spirit. To be fair, he had an impressively strong bite. The bites hurt, I'll tell you that. It's like he refused to not draw any blood. He was a bit of a gremlin, though. Genuinely getting any weapons out of his hands was a difficult challenge, I'll tell you that. It's like those jokes about toddlers getting into the knife cabinet. If he got his hands on a trident or serpent-forgiven knives, he'd become a spinning ball of knives. It was actually a move of his. He'd hold knives in both hands, and he'd start spinning or rolling. Not as an actual fight move. You know how kids sometimes spin in place to see how dizzy they can get? That, but with knives for some reason. Can you imagine getting those out of his hands each time?
Children tend to be very rambunctious.
He was that to a million.
Not sure if it was good or a concern for my mother when I was a very calm child.
Ah! You didn't see that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do remember that. I suppose it depends on the parent whether they see that as a relief or not. Can certainly be easier, right? I suppose the reasons are the true concern. I'm certain she loved you no matter what you were like.
I have to
Go to
speak with
rest.
Lady Daphne and then rest, yes.
Oh. Yes. I'm probably going to stick around a little longer, that's why I'm not moving.
Right.
Rest on Leonidas.
You as well. Hello, newcomers into my mind. Max said he should be getting back around the 21st or 23rd. So I'm likely going to be sending his. He said he might be out longer until the 23rd. Right, I also need to change. I'm going to change the med bay. Right, well. Actually. I got first place. Emerald. Ancient debris and enchanted apples are your the prize. Oh. Not all but to say about the festival in particular. Hello. I
Yes?
It's not in relation to what happened before.
You have some what now?
I wanted to ask you a question.
All right.
A fell folks hunt.
Mm-hmm.
When that fell folk passes, what is typically done with their item, if they have one?
Usually they keep it with them. I suppose that depends on the item, though. If it's food, well, then that's obviously consumed. But if it's another item, I suppose jewelry or maybe a pen or a feather, they may keep it for keepsake.
Well, I mean, when they are gone.
Hmm. I suppose it depends on what they wish. Usually you don't share your hunt items with people, although you can. It really depends. They could either be buried with it or a family member could keep hold on of it.
I see. That's all I really wanted to ask.
There's nothing else?
I suppose I would like to know.
Like to know what happened today? Because I don't know either. I went over there to help her. And then everything was on the ground and... Oh? Well done, Professor Krypton. But if you're asking if it was intentional, it was not.
I didn't think it was intentional. However, this is twice now that something has happened during a magical duel with you.
I suppose I don't know my own strength.
You say that so casually. It is your responsibility to know your own strength.
Well, I just wasn't aware.
Daphne, she could have died, and you do not seem any bit remorseful for the fact.
I am, though. I asked Professor Saren shortly after how she was doing. I don't know what else you want from me. It was an accident.
I thought after what happened with Dante, you'd be more careful.
I was being more careful, but I'm not going to just sit there and let them completely overpower me. It's a duel.
I think we both know there wasn't even a chance of that. When you're dueling, you have to be aware of when the other totem pops. You have to.
And I did. I saw it, I stopped, and I went over and I helped.
You did not stop immediately.
The beam was already going. I stopped as quickly as I could. I went over and I helped.
Fine, if that's what you want to stick with.
That is the truth.
We both know that you don't like her.
But I wouldn't try to kill her or try to hurt her that bad. Yes, I'm upset, but I didn't do that on purpose.
I'm not saying you did it on purpose. I'm saying your behavior is...
What? My behavior is what, Leonidas?
I'm not saying you did it on purpose, but you're also not taking responsibility for the fact that you should have a handle on your own capabilities. And after what happened with Dante, you should have known to be more careful. Yes, it is a duel, but it was over in seconds.
And I stopped as quickly as I could.
There are things you could have done. You could have looked up as soon as the totem popped. Even if you could not stop the beam, you could have moved it from the target.
That was an error on my part.
I would not be at this upset if it was the first accident. Accidents are something you learn from. Intent or not, it's something you did.
I don't know what else you want me to do. I asked, all she said was that she was embarrassed and her ego was bruised. That's all that I understood from it.
And did you apologize?
Her ego is bruised. Why would I apologize to her right now? You think it's going to help? I'll apologize to her soon, but not while she's still... If you were already down, would you want the person who beat you in the duel to continue if you're already feeling embarrassed? I do plan to, just not at the moment. I'm giving her time and space. I know if it was the other way around and I was feeling embarrassed and she did that, I would honestly be more upset.
Just seems like you're taking this very lightly, Phil. What it could have been.
I don't think I am.
Well, that's all I needed you for.
Alright, I'll be around, I guess.
Her eyes are darker. Different. I don't know, something off about her eyes. Just great. All that I need. Why is this? If people don't learn to organize and keep books where they belong, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm quite frankly going to lose it. And it'll be everyone else's problem. Why are there so many? I should probably ask him what he overheard. Did you ever hear anything?
No.
Okay. Just
I mean, I
needed to
heard a
ask.
little bit, but not.
Alright. I was just asking to make sure.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting your reading.
No, no worries.
I'm going back to the workshop to sleep. Great. Tripped on the step. If she doesn't stoop so low, how about the fact that I know that she's attacked Professor Caribbean? She's still my friend, but if she chooses to use information against me, well... I went the wrong way. This is in my room. No, I'm just tired. Short stream. I'm tired. Hey girl, hi. I knew I wouldn't be able to keep up low energy Leonidas for too long, so I'm like, this has gotta be a quick stream. I gotta get out of here. Hey girl, hey. We're gonna be raiding Pinky. I rest. Don't worry about it. I'm just